Hello, this is Dean Phoenix here with Roach and Roach. I'm just about to meet up and carry on with the regular quests, and we are continuing with our Death March No Armour playthrough. So, been to Toussaint, that's why that Roach has a snazzy saddle, and this Roach is just waiting to do the quest with Bez. So we're just going to do that and then go down. Right, so if you're watching the last ones, we would have mutations available, but we're not using them just yet. So we're just going to do this, kill all the Nilfgaardians, save Bez. And one of the things that you want to make sure that you do with this is just to have the decoctions active, but also to have the useful potions that you're going to be using here. So we do have Northern Wind, you could use the Superior Devil's Puffball as well, and I've got Salmon, which is always useful. So because I've got these two as superior, I'll just make use of these at the minute. Follow you? Don't think so. I don't need to follow you, Roach. I can handle things myself. So, just got to go and save Vez first. And I'm just going to make a beeline for where she is, because as you can see there, she has a health bar, so it's important to make sure that we are trying to save her first. Now, one of the easiest ways to do that is to just hit them with the salmon first, and then as per usual, just going to be using my Ard Sweep Ancient Lesson Decoction combo to quickly take care of those. Now, this is one of the points where it's useful to, so once we've got Vez sorted and she's saved, we're just going to make sure that now that we're definitely sure she's not going to die, we're just going to kill those guys in the distance as well. Now you can see that these guys have the bows and arrows, so just need to close the distance on them, and if at all possible we can stop them with bombs and everything else, so that it will take a good chunk of damage from that. And we can use Quen to stop the actual poison damage as well, and then get some hits in. Now we're doing quite a lot of damage here as well, so we're able to do plenty of damage to them and easily take them out there. And it's a good job I checked this was still on Deathmatch, or you might be wondering otherwise if it actually was, because we are doing a very large amount of damage to them now. So that's how we're able to take those out, which is pretty cool. And now Roach is not very happy with Vez. Oh dear. I'm just going to let them talk this out. I'm just going to check these streams coming through okay. So that seems to be all coming through okay. Now, I'm doing this because I want to have them available. Yeah. Interesting choice to make this one. I kind of don't mind the showing mercy, but interesting. Anyway, take all them out. There's a few things you can grab here. This is one of the few places where you can get a decent amount of Zerrikanian powder if you're wanting to make the exploding arrows. I never find a great amount of use for them, but considering how useful stuff like broadhead bolts have been in this playthrough, you never know, there probably is a use for exploding arrows, so you can always collect the Zerrikanian powder anyway, just in case. Just going to check all this stuff. Doesn't seem to be really anything particularly useful, but you never know. See, so there you just get like a million broken rates, and then all of a sudden one of them has dimeritium ore in, so this is why you should always loot things, really, because you never know where you're going to get valuable stuff like that. And in a normal playthrough where you're planning on making all of the Grandmaster sets and stuff like that, it's a good idea to try and get as many things as possible, especially dimeritium, because you have to enrich dimeritium ore and then use that to make the Grandmaster sets. And whilst you do get a lot of that stuff in the Blood and Wine expansion where you make those sets, it's still a good idea to try and get them. So there you go, some Zerrikanian powder from the archers. And you can make this stuff, but probably not a bad idea to grab it while we can. So just going to get all this, and that's that quest very quickly done. And eventually I believe that'll let us do Radovid's line and everything else. So can't remember if you have to do Dandelion's quests to be able to do that first. Haven't really decided one way or the other whether I'm going to do Dandelion's quest lines, the optional ones, because I really hate those quest lines. It's just a bunch of run and fetch nonsense, apart from the pretty good bit where, you know, you fight the vampire and you find the correct ending of that quest. Otherwise, it's not one of my favourite quests apart from that bit. So, I haven't decided if I really want to do that yet. I may do. I can just obviously quickly nip through it. May be able to do it that way quite quickly, so I probably will do just for completionist's sake. So here we've got the Condottiers relic boots. Those are normally decent boots. But by the time you get a decent pair of those, you've probably already got the Witcher gear, which will be better by that point already. So, not brilliant, but not terrible either. Is there anything else for us to be looting? Seem to remember there being some stuff around the back of one of these houses. Let's grab these things. Another bit of alchemy there. Some saltpeter, which you can use to make bombs if you've not made them already. I have created most of the alchemy stuff already in this playthrough, so not particularly needing it right now, but always good to be looting things for that. Okay, so we've got all this stuff now, and we need to be finding whatever quest I actually want to do properly next. So let me see what we've got. We've got all the Skellige ones like that. We've got the races and all this kind of stuff. Nothing particularly necessary here. Before I go to Skellige, I do need to carry on with following the thread. And then we've got cabaret and dangerous game, so a few things we do need to do there. Need to speak to Radovid. Might need to finish that one actually, so and then we've got now or never as well, so fair few interesting things to do there. I think I'll go to sort that out first, and then we'll go onwards. Another door to smash down here. Just check what's in here, because the other place had some of these chests and reasonably decent loot in. Nilfgaardian Guardsman's armour. That would actually be a decent armour if you were doing wanting heavy armour before the Ursine. That tends to have really good resistances. So if I was to have some heavy armour, I could go with something like that. Which would actually have pretty good resistances and things too. But don't really need it right now because I'm not using any armour in this particular playthrough. So just grab whatever's down here loot wise, and instead I can always sell that armour. So again, some useful things there. Some nice little pickups. Just check if that crossbow is better than the one I currently have equipped. And we'll have a look. Where's that crossbow? All a little lower than the ones I've got now, so not really useful. And these swords are nothing special because they are less damaging than the swords I've got already, so I'll just stick with what I've got for now. And with Oxenfurt being quite a way away, 900 steps, I will just fast travel there instead. So I'm going to be catching up on some of the things that I've got to finish here. I might as well do the troll quest, which is just over this side while I'm there. And then I'll finish off a couple of the Novigrad ones and see what's going on with that. Again, I have unlocked the mutations already. That was one of the challenges I wanted to do in this playthrough, and I was able to do that even with No Armour and Deathmatch and them all being Red Skull enemies. So check out the separate video I had on that if you want to see how I did it. It's basically respecking into Deadly Precision and making good use of that skill and abilities to get my adrenaline up, so that I could go in with Deadly Precision and beat those higher level enemies. So that was a lot of fun. I haven't actually put any points or mutagens into the mutations yet, because they're pretty powerful. You're not really supposed to have them at this point. I don't need to make this playthrough any easier than it otherwise needs to be, as it's pretty manageable already, and with the way I've got it set up, I'm using some really strong techniques, and the no armor thing isn't really proving too much of a barrier, so, you know, not really necessary. Anyway, I'll just do this bit here, speak to Radovid and everything else. Yeah. Right, so we're going to speak to Radovid, finish off this quest. So many intricate quests in this game. Not quite sure. Let me have a look. Okay. So yeah, you can do that. And Radovid's not best pleased if you just give your word, but that's about it. But I don't really care, so Radovid's a douchebag anyway, so. can very quickly finish off this secondary quest here as well while we're here. And if you don't mind killing this troll, then this is one of the earlier places you can get the troll mutagen and the troll decoction, which is a good place to good way to get healing out, especially outside of battle if you don't have the gourmet skill. So if you want to keep if you want to use your skill slots, because you have limited skill slots, if you wanted to use skill slots on something else instead of having gourmet slotted, then you can use the troll decoction, and that heals a lot out of battle. But the problem is it only heals 20 per second vitality in battle, so it's a lot less useful in the actual battles itself. But if you wanting consistent healing like that outside of battle, then like I say, it's a very good option for that, so worth considering. But right now it's not 100% necessary. Oh, these bandits. I'll kill these guys while I'm here. No idea why they're waiting around, but they look like they're wanting to die, so... I haven't changed the difficulty or anything, have I? I'm sure I haven't. It's still deathmatch. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're doing a lot more damage than we probably would otherwise be doing, because in at this particular time I have we have a lot more attack power than you would do normally, and that's because I went to Toussaint early. And the advantage of going to Toussaint early is that you can get a lot more red mutagens, particularly if you use the same deadly precision setup. You can go and kill some of the giant centipedes at the monster nest, and even though they out-level you by 25 levels or so, with Erden and deadly precision you can take them out. So that's interesting as well. Now, I believe the enhanced griffin gear is in a chest around here somewhere, so we can start that off. So we'll talk to him in a sec. Just grab this chest first. Yeah, so there's the Griffin quest, and that'll start that off so I can get the quest and the upgrades if needed as well. So, I don't know how you feel about this guy. Like, yo, how are we doing, Fast Ferris? Hope things are well. How are things? Anyway, yeah, I don't really like killing this troll. Although, to be fair, you could reason it either way. Like, he did kill and eat the soldiers and stuff. So, yeah, you can kill him if you want, but using that reasoning and get the troll mutagen, which is tons of fun. Oh no, I forgot the paint. Damn it! If I knew I was going to save him, I could have got the paint beforehand. So I can't be bothered. Just going across. So I'll just fast travel. I wonder which is quicker, actually, just going there or fast travelling. Oh well, I'll fast travel. I can't be bothered getting another boat. They're a pain in the neck. But yeah, nice to have you with me, Fast Ferries. Tell me how things are going. But yeah, for this quest, like I say, you can get the troll mutagen, which is useful if you want to make that decoction. I don't have it yet. I will eventually get one from killing some of the wild trolls, so I'm going to spare this troll here. But I need the key item paint to be able to use and finish that off. So if I'd have remembered, I would have bought this first. So if you're planning on sparing the troll, you can save yourself some time by buying the paint from the merchant beforehand. But if you're not sure what decision you're going to make, probably don't buy the paint until you actually decided, because the paint is a key item, so that if you then decide to kill the troll or anything like that, then it'll stay in your inventory forever. And it's only wasting a tiny bit of inventory space and a slot, but stuff like that just annoys me, especially when you can't get rid of key items, so your inventory will gradually get in fuller and fuller as you go on anyway. So yeah. Anyway, so this here is the paint and denotes that it's a key item, obviously. Get rid of some of this junk as well. Not too fussed about selling the stuff that isn't particularly valuable. Just get rid of that to whoever. Let's get rid of this junk. Anything that is actually useful I can always keep until later and sell to somebody who actually gives good prices, which is what I've done there. But I've got the paint, so I can deliver that paint to the troll as per the quest there directive. And we're good to go. Yeah, choke to death, blah blah, I get you. Right, and then we'll just quickly fast travel back across. And that'll be this quest done. So there's a few things as well, like Deadly Game, that I need to be finishing off. And that is getting some of the Gwent cards. Not Gwent cards that I particularly need, because the John Natalis and the Milver card, they're both useful. The Milver card is particularly fantastic if you are using a Scoia'tael deck. I made sure to get that as soon... oh no, it's not Milver, sorry, you get that from Matter of Life and Death. It is the Isingram Folitana, and that and Milver are the two most useful ones to get for a Scoia'tael deck. So if you are using Scoia'tael, make sure you do Deadly Game as soon as you can. And get Milver as well. Ugly. Oh. Ha. So much fun. Anyway. That's a fun quest. Right, so that's that one done anyway. Get a little bit of experience for that. Don't really need a lot of it. Need to go and meet Lambert at some point as well. And then we'll have to do Cabaret and Dangerous Game. So I'll just go and meet Lambert first. Then I'll finish Cabaret and Dangerous Game, I think. So Lambert first, then Cabaret. Oh, I really don't like Cabaret, but never mind, we'll get it done. So a little bit of fast travelling about, especially when you've got the quests strung out. I know some people like to do a no fast travel playthrough, but when I played the game so many times, I think I'd just get frustrated. That's not something I'm really interested in doing. What I think I will do is I'll do this playthrough with No Armour, and then after I've done the No Armour playthrough, I'm going to do a sort of themed powerful Witcher themed playthrough. And the reason I want to do that is that I want to use my Viper build, which is very similar to the Uber build actually, depending on how you actually set up the build. It has a lot of similarities to how the Uber build ended up on my New Game Plus playthrough. So yeah, that's something that's quite been on my mind, and I want to do that one as well. So just going to whiz through this quickly, blah blah blah, and then we'll have to go through all of this stuff. I think I'll probably just kill Caradin on this playthrough. It's another interesting one. So yeah. Okay. Uh-oh. Didn't actually know that happened. I've always told him to actually spare it as well, so didn't realise that could actually happen. Oh well, you learn something new every day. Or every playthrough. I love stuff like that. It's amazing how many options there are in this game. But yeah, I must have always spared her. So this is a... Oh, and that ends up with her dying as well. That sucks. Oh well, never mind. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. And everybody's dead. Oh well. Shit. Well, that sucked. Kind of. I normally just let her live. Whoops. Is Lambert gone? You can like talk to him at some points, but like obviously not there. Never mind. Got the echidna decoction, so I didn't get gourmet when I respect, and I just didn't really find the need because I've got 5 superior swallow as well per what's the word? Per meditate. So I've got an absolutely ton of stuff like that. So just gonna let Swallow do its work, and then I will fast travel to Skellige to finish this off. Or alternatively, I could finish off all this stuff first, Cabaret and all that. No, I'll finish this first, and then I'll come back. So apologies for it being a little bit of a fast travel heavy thing at the minute, but do want to get all this sorted first. Now, if you start, if you've not done Flesh for Sale by the time you come to do this, which is in Skellige, if you do things in the normal order, you probably come across following the thread in Novigrad before you go to Skellige. So the only way you can do the Flesh for Sale quest is if you actually come to Skellige before you do the Novigrad missions, and particularly following the thread. So you have to have come to Skellige, which I always do early anyway, and have done in this playthrough to get all the places of power. So So again, that's another one of my YouTube videos. If you're watching that, you can see how you get to Skellige early. And the advantages of doing that is that you can loot a bunch of stuff, you can get the Tala card, you can buy a bunch of the monster deck cards if you're into Gwent. But Tala is for the Northern Realms and is the best spy apart from Mysterious Elf in the game, because it is only a 1-point spy. And add that to your Northern Realms deck. The main thing is that you can go around and get the places of power, because they are virtually all unguarded in Skellige, and that's another 7 places of power, I think. And then there are 2 that are story related later on. So that can really help you get some points, get down to some of the higher level skills, and progress your skill trees, and is really useful to do with that. Now I've already been this way and done flesh for sale already. So now I just want to be coming down the other end of this town and going and finding Hammond, taking him out. Where am I? Yeah, it is this way. So this is already at the far side of town. And it's a bit weird, the actual marker, you know, for this quest is a bit strange. So if you encounter this yourself, then where you actually want to be is up here. So just going to go this way. And climb up. A bunch of enemies. If you're making your way across, there tends to be a lot of insectoids and things, so just bear that in mind. There are definitely some Endragers and warriors and stuff like that, so I'll have to watch out for them. May take them out if I come across them. You can get some reasonably decent crafting stuff from them. Yep, and there we go. So got these Endragers. And need to be a little bit respectful of their ability to quote unquote put the hurt on. So I'll get all these potions going and then hopefully be able to take them out. And again, these are going down relatively easy, and we do have the Ard Sweep and a Echidna, so every time I use that it will raise my stamina regen, make up for the points that I'm losing from toxicity. Let me get a few hits in, and then eventually that toxicity will die off and I'll be able to sort it pretty easily. So there's another one over there, just going to take that out. And this is why I love the Ancient Lesson Decoction Ard Sweep combo, because you can sort of stun lock them in place with Ard Sweep, and every time you use it, it also increases your stamina regen, so tons of fun. So you get a few things there, monster fangs, you sometimes get plates and hides and stuff from them, like there, and Drager armor plates and stuff like that, so very useful. Okay, I'll just let that toxicity die off, and then got to go and find Hammond and his men, which I believe they're usually up this way, at the top of this hill area on the path. Once the toxicity dies down, because I've only got 2 decoctions, I've got the full amount almost of acquired tolerance. I'll be okay here for the toxicity dying off, and then I'll be alright. So, going to be the same thing with this guy. He does tell you that he doesn't work with Caradin anymore and all this kind of stuff, but like, no need to worry about that right now. Just going to get these guys all together. Puffball to do a bunch of damage to them. Igni to get them burning. And then I'll use Dancing Star to get them all burning as well. And they die pretty easily. And just to get rid of the burning effect on myself, I can actually put the flames out with Ard Sweep. So this guy like burns all that time. I get hurt by my own poison, but it's okay. It'll die off in time for me to easily heal up like that. I'm not getting any experience for this quest. I'm just really finishing it for the experience, for the quest log. I don't like to have anything failed in my quests and things like that, because I am over 6 levels above the quest. So if you ever get 6 levels above, 6 levels or more above the recommended level for a quest, then you will stop getting experience. Or you get like 1/15 the experience, so it ends up being a ton less. There's actually an Arrowcast down there. Now I could try and kill that thing. I think I will, just for kicks. Still got plenty of superior insectoid oil on there. And this is another one that's actually a very high level. So I'll hit that. See if I can inflict bleeding on it as well. I don't really need anything from this, so I may just decide that this isn't the best idea actually, but I'll get my stamina regen up first. Now this is an armoured Aracast, so it'll probably take more damage from the heavy attacks, so you can see there, inflicted the bleeding with the feline sword, which is helpful. And just same thing, we're just going to stun lock it. But you have to be careful because it has got that quick counter attack, so need to heal up there, so I'll just use swallow and get those hits in. And just make sure it's stunned before I get any hits in. Get a few quick shots in there as well. Might as well get Igni going, see if I can burn it, but a little bit too high level for me to burn there, so get Quen up as well. And just want to be making sure that don't take any hits unnecessarily, because you have to respect these level of enemies when you're killing them. But this is why it's such a good idea to have that Ard Sweep Ancient Lesson combo, and then you can make use of your other signs and keep Quen up there as well. Stun it again, get another crit. I believe it's getting inflicted with bleeding as well, and that Ard Sweep stopped its jump there too. And pretty soon the stamina regeneration becomes so quick that you can really make a big difference with that Ard Sweep and be able to keep Quen up. So it really does just get easier as it goes. I love that combination of the decoction and everything with that. So Igni, not burning it, which is because my sound intensity isn't quite as high as it was. But I can just use Quen to hit it like that. And also any use of Quen will also stop any poisoning, because obviously if you cast Quen, one of the side effects of Quen is that it will stop the effects of poisoning or anything else that you've been inflicted with. So keep Quen up like that, and the stamina regeneration so fast now that you're able to beat those. That was pretty cool. Didn't get an Aracast mutagen. The only one of those you'll ever really get tends to be from the Armoured Aracast Harisi. And if you watch one of my deathmatch walkthrough, that is one of the few fights that I would actually recommend you try and do early, because if you take the correct precautions and burn all of the eggs first, it's actually pretty easy. There is another quest over here that you can do if you wanted to take everything out there. You can also, if you come across big herds of goats, you can take them out for the goat hides, which is just easy free money. Got the drowners and the sirens. There is this other quest round here. I will take those out just while I'm here. I'm in the mood for killing monsters, which is just as well because, I'm a witcher. That's what we do. I'm just going to meditate first, because the decoctions are almost used up. I'll use those to be beating this as well. Now I haven't put anything in my in the feline swords yet. I'm thinking about what I really want to do with those, because there are a bunch of good options there, but right now I'm okay as we are. Right, so I'll take out these necrophages first, and then I'll deal with the siren afterwards. Burn these things first. Get a few pot shots on the siren. Might be able to take it out before it attacks, which I was able to do, which is good. And then get these things burning, because it's extremely easy to take them out when they're actually burning like that. Okay, so now I'm going to stop them dead. Get a few hits in. You can normally get instant kills as well if you're lucky like that. And that's why Northern Wind is so brutally powerful, and is really one of the best ones. One of the absolute best bombs. So we take that out. That's all those enemies down as well. Get a few more mutagens. You can get lesser reds as well, which is very useful. So this guy's dead, which is a bit of a shame. And there is something that you can find out on the boat which relates to this quest, so we'll do this. I'm not sure if you can actually use your Witcher senses and do the quest properly until you've spoken to the guy. But I'll have a quick check, because if I can finish it while I'm here, then I may as well do. Lots of stuff here, but even though they look like things that you could pick up, apparently they are not. And that's locked, so you need the key first. So I have to try and find the key. And if you do this, then you can actually return the treasure of the lost dowry to the person who is expecting to receive it. So it's another choice where you can choose, you know, to make the quote-unquote correct choice or not. But it doesn't look like it's going to let me actually search at this point, so I know where it is. It's up here, but I don't know if it's going to let me actually finish the quest or not. Pretty sure it's up by this tree somewhere. Don't remember that wyvern being there though. Set this thing bleeding. This is another one here. And again, you can make it pause, get a few hits in. I need to be careful I don't fall off the edge here, obviously. And it does a decent amount of damage as well, so need to be a bit careful with that. If you have a high sign intensity, then you can actually burn wyverns as well. But again, my sign intensity isn't particularly high here because I'm not using the griffin swords any longer. Take that thing out easy enough as well. Wyvern hides are quite valuable too, so that's always good. So there we've got the key that we wanted. And this will let me go down this way and loot that chest. Never tried doing this without speaking to the guy first, so I don't actually know if it's going to work, but we'll find out. So yeah, even though we're doing a no armor playthrough, if you have things set up correctly, the game does become easier and easier if you have the correct setup at any point. And like I say, one of my favourite things that you've heard me say many times through my New Game Plus walkthrough and through this is the very underrated combo of the Ancient Lesson Decoction and Ard Sweep. When I did my video about the OP Tank Whirl Rend build, the best build in the game that I often refer to as my Uber build, one of the things that I wanted to do with that was to make sure that I got the video out there, because I was convinced that people would find skill switching eventually, but I don't know what I was worrying about because I've never seen anyone refer to it really before or since. So I think that's just pretty much my discovery on its own. Certainly don't remember ever seeing anybody put it to that same sort of use in a powerful build like that. But if I'd have done it at the end of New Game Plus, or was to redo that video, then what I definitely would have done is I would have made sure that instead of the skill switching and the rage management versions of it, which are both extremely good, I would have used the heightened tolerance and Ard Sweep version of it with the Ancient Lesson Decoction. So foregoing the Thunderbolt, Superior Thunderbolt, which is a bit of a shame because that adds a ton of damage. But instead, I would be, instead of using the 3 decoctions and then potions, which is an extremely powerful version, I would have just been using the 4 decoctions, with the 4th one being Ancient Lesson Decoction, having Ard Sweep, and then having the Manticore boots so that you can still have enough toxicity to use 20-point potions on top of it. And then when you get the rest of the points in New Game Plus at very high levels, you can use fast metabolism as well, or about halfway through New Game Plus from about level 75. So that version of the build, if you watch my New Game Plus walkthrough, is what I used, and it's just such a powerful and versatile version of the build. I really enjoyed that. So, right, where do we want to be going to meet up with Lambert then? Go from this gate here. And then we'll have to go and find Dandelion, finish off those quests. And Dangerous Game as well. And after you finish those sorts of quests, at some point you also get to go and find Tala, and he gives you the Geralt card, which is really good. So that's another thing that I want to be doing as soon as possible. One of the other things that I think I want to be doing when I do my Viper build playthrough and do it as like a powerful New Game Plus full playthrough with that build, because I like having the Viper build for the cutscenes and stuff like that. One of the things I'm going to be doing with that is I really think it will be a good idea to try and use the Nilfgaard deck and get it all as soon as possible. So the key things for a Nilfgaard deck are that you get the 3 spies which are randomly won. So I'll have to see if there's a way of me getting those as quickly as possible, because everything else, like all of the other key medic cards, hero cards, you can win early on from the early Velen quests. Pretty much all of those you win, apart from the monster card from the Soothsayer, are Nilfgaard hero cards or cards for Northern Realms. And then the rest of them, like the 10 strength archer cards and siege cards and the medic cards, which are a key strategy part of that deck, and the decoy cards, you get them from buying them and everything else. They're pretty much just from buying them, and you get them from places like the Clay Witch Merchant, you buy them from him. So you can do that pretty much immediately when you get to Velen. So depending on how like fortunate you were with getting the cards. Who are these guys? Why are there bandits here? I don't know, I'll just kill them anyway. Ow. That guy has a club. Need to be very careful with enemies who have clubs like that. But we'll kill him soon enough. We've got a superior swallow as well. So we can set them burning. That swallow will heal me up plenty. Make sure I've got coin up, and then by the time they recover, it'll be time for me to kill them anyway, so... Don't lose your head, mate. So yeah, those guys are dead. That's good. No idea why they were causing all that ruckus, but you know, never mind. They needed killing anyway. I'm pretty sure they were bad guys. Anyway. So we're going to get this stuff and then carry on. This is where I think Siggy Reuven sorts you out so that you can get back into the city. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Go through all that stuff then. Yeah. So we got all that stuff. Letter of safe conduct. Good, good. And we'll carry on and find Lambert, finish off this quest. And if you actually finish off this quest, you get to talk to Lambert as well as he's walking off. And that lets you get the Triss card from him. I don't use the Triss card in my deck because it's a hero card, but it's only 7 strength. And unlike Yen, which has the fantastic medic ability, Triss's is just like bog standard, pretty pointless card to be honest. I think that's like quite a subtle nod to the fact that Yen is the sort of canon choice. Is like her card is really good. Yeah, so if you let Lambert walk off like this instead of going straight there, you can talk to him as he's going, and then you can play Gwent against him and get the Triss card. So do that first. Okay. Nilfgaard deck for me is not the best at the minute, like I say, because I don't have all the great cards yet, but it should be alright. Still usually okay with the tactics that you can use. There's the Triss card. Again, nothing special, not really worth using that much. But the advantage of having medic cards like this is that you can use the powerful cards again and again. And if they are to scorch a card like that, then you can just use it and get it back. So I can scorch that. I actually missed the fact that I'd played that card there, so wasn't paying attention, but never mind. Dumbass Play of the Week award. I should get away with it anyway, but we'll see. I'm a little behind on cards at the minute, but I'll see what he's going to play. That's not a problem because I can instantly revive the Villain Treasure card. Take those out. So that's a waste of cards for them. They'll probably bring back Villain Treasure themselves. So I'm still ahead. I can see what cards they've got and if I can win this round. And all they've got is decoys, so no problem for me at all. Now they should decoy the medic, but sometimes they do weird stuff like just pass instead. So I'll put that there. They should decoy the medic and then play it again. I think I should still win, even if I did make that misplay. Yeah, so they should have decoyed the medic and played it again twice, which is a really good tactic, but the AI is weird with stuff like that sometimes, and they don't always do it, so. Now we've got Gwent Old Pals and the Triss card, but we don't have the person to play in Old Pals available yet, because you don't get it until a little later, so. See, where is that? Gwent Old Pals, where are you? That's weird. Did that finish that quest then? I'm sure. Maybe it did. But, I mean, you get to play Thaler as well. But it's not come up yet, so where's Old Pals? Old Pals. Strange. You definitely get to play Thaler at some point, so.
Can we talk?
How bizarre. How weird. Anyway, I gotta go and meet him, kill Karadin, and then go from there. I wonder if I have to actually wait for Lambert to walk that way. Possibly do. Oh no, he's teleported here already. Game does stuff like that sometimes, a bit strange.
Ready?
So, going through, kill this guy. You can decide obviously if this guy's changed and all that kind of stuff. It's a difficult one to judge. I normally let him live, but in this one, just for the, you know, just for getting through it. I think he probably has changed, to be honest, but yeah. Yeah, so. You're almost. It's fake. It's actually probably not, but like, whatever. Uh-oh. Ow. Well, that hurt. Oof. Damn, that hurt. Put my sword away by accident there as well. Need to be careful there. Get Superior Swallow going as well. Lambert will take him out pretty much by himself, but kill him like that. Yeah, Lambert, you can tell the emotions really have been stripped out of him quite a lot. Got an extra Dimeritium bomb there, which I really don't need, but you can keep it. The interesting thing about having those extra ones is that you can use them on the portals in the Wild Hunt quest. So, you know, like if you miss the portals when you're trying to close them, you can just throw the regular Dimeritium bomb. Because obviously you can't meditate mid-quest, so interesting. Okay, so I need to do Dangerous Game now. Then at some point I'll have Now or Never and Cabaret to finish, and then eventually I'll get to talk to Dijkstra, I think. And then hopefully I'll still be able to play Thaler, even though Lambert didn't tell me about him. Which I'm pretty sure he's supposed to do. But we'll see. Getting the John Natalis card is actually quite interesting. You can use the Superior Northern Wind to avoid having to play Gwent if you want to. And kill everybody there, which is kind of fun. This guy is one of the... There's a guy here somewhere who I believe is the alcohol merchant. I think he's normally in the middle of the square, so it might not be this guy. But you can buy alcohol from him, which is cool. Oh yeah, no, this is the guy that you sell other stuff to, so
What have you got?
books and stuff. So he just buys a load of junk, but you can sell books to him as well. Unless you don't have any books. I thought I did have some. Oh no, so it's not this guy then. Okay. Never mind. Oh, it's this guy who you can sell things to. Sell books to. And it's one of these guys who's supposed to be the alcohol merchant, I think. Let's have a look.
Show me you.
Yeah, so this guy's a really good source of cherry cordial and stuff like that, so just buy a few of those. And that will take care of all of my white gold needs. If I need any more of those. Can't remember how many more I need in total, but I have plenty of things available, so. It doesn't buy things for the greatest prices, but you can sell stuff to him if you want. I'll just leave it for now. Can always sell those to somebody who gives better prices instead. For example, this guy, if he's here, he gives good prices for things. Alchemist powder and alchemy paste and stuff like that. I need to nip back to Tucson at some point, sell some things. So we'll have a look at those as well. See, he gives like slightly better prices for things. Well, usually, it doesn't look like he is doing it at the minute actually. Maybe I've looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, he gives okay prices for stuff. I'll just leave it for now. No need. Getting quite close to being overburdened, so I'll nip back to Tucson and steal some stuff and I can get rebus and whatever else at the same time. Finish off making some more of those superior alchemy ingredients and things like that. Now I will play these guys at Gwent because obviously I like playing Gwent at the best of times anyway because it's one of my favourite things in the game. But if you ever want to avoid this conflict, you can just throw a bomb at those guys and then kill them. Actually, I might just do that anyway just to show off how you do it because it is an interesting thing. Interesting way of having the guy survive without you having to play Gwent, because if you refuse to play Gwent they normally kill him. I'll just grab all this stuff. Yeah, so you can get the Northern Wind Bomb like this, throw it, he'll survive, and then you can run in and just kill him whilst he escapes. Which is funny. Another reason that the Northern Wind Bomb is supremely useful. Ha! So that way he survives without you having to play Gwent or anything else if you don't want to play like that. And he just gets a bit cold and then you grab the Natalis card off him. So interesting way of doing that there. And then I've just got to take the cards back to Zoltan. Idiots. Go away. One of the things that you can have delusion for, which is useful. But the I've said this before earlier in the playthrough, but the opportunities to use delusion get less and less. There are not really that many, considering it's 3 whole ability points, and it's not too useful in combat. I mean, it's okay because Axie works so well with the Ancient Lesson Decoction, so before you have hard sweep or anything like that, it can be useful in that sort of sense. Which is what I've been mostly making use of it on this playthrough, so I'm not too fussed about having it. And I need some points. I do need some points in the first row of the Signs tree to unlock hard sweep, which I'm obviously making a lot of use of, so I don't really mind having delusion on this particular build as it is at the minute. But a lot of the time it's a skill that people count as mandatory, but it's really not. So you have to think about these things when you're you know, playing the game. And this guy again, he's not giving brilliant prices for stuff. He's giving okay prices for things. So let's see if there's anything I particularly need. Not missing anything there apart from the superior alchemy ingredients, so they're fine. What am I missing here? I need Arinia eyes, cockatrice stomach, and then cave troll livers, which you'll get plenty of these in Skellige anyway. I never make the enhanced draconid oil, I always just use the one that you get in Kaer Morhen. You can live without it up until that point. Got superior dragon's dream there. And we can get superior salmon as well. So I'll just get those. Superior dimeritium is not a very useful bomb, so I'll just get that one as like a sort of afterthought. I might as well. I can buy a Negredo while I'm there, when I go and get one for the superior moon dust. So I'll make sure I get that. Let's get some white gold made just for when I do need it. A little short on iron area as well actually, but got the white gold for the potions. There won't be a great deal else that I need white gold for from the looks of things. You don't need it for those, and you don't need any for the oils anymore. Got my alchemy paste too, and the bare fats for those ones. So I've probably got enough stuff to actually finish everything off, apart from those cave troll livers, and you do get several of those in Skellige, so that'll be fine. So we're nearly done with most of the alchemy stuff, apart from whatever recipes we've not found yet. You can buy the Neca Warrior mutagen recipe as well, but I really don't need that just yet. And I'll find some of these superior bomb ones. I've still got to find those as well. Alright, so we're going through all this stuff. Got the cards, skip through all this, blah blah blah. Say hi in the chat by the way, how are we doing? Any questions you want to ask or things that I could add to the commentary, happy to do so. But yeah, right now we're just going to finish off this quest. We've got Zoltan there and everything else. And again, a good quest to do this if you are using other decks, but if you're using Nilfgaard, all you get is the Fringilla card and it's like, whatever. You would think that she would have some interesting thing as being quite a powerful sorceress, but she really doesn't, so. Might as well just get my oils applied now. I could add things, runes to my feline swords, but I haven't decided if I want to wait until I get the greater ones yet, so I'll just hang on to those for now. I could easily do that because I could get the Toussaint merchants to make the greater runes, but I would probably want burning runes or poisoning runes in those, so because they do bleeding already, so they have a 5% bleeding chance. So I would like to add like a poisoning chance, but I could also just get the poisoning blades ability and use that as well, so lots of ways I could go there. Not really fussed just yet. And all I actually came to do was put that in there, so. Obviously get ambushed by these guys because they're pain in their clowns. And you got to give chase for this guy. I can't remember if you have to go up or down. It's really annoying. I'll find it out one way or the other. Skip through this. Zoltan takes out these guys.
Chase the horse, son. I'll tend to the others.
Run away! So we've got to chase this guy now. I think the map marker does show you when he's on the level, which is useful. Okay, so not bothered about looting this stuff, I just want to catch that guy. Damn, he got away. I was trying to get Axie on him, but... Oh yeah, so the minimap shows you when he's below, which is useful, so that's okay. And you just chase him down to the sewers. Can loot a bunch of stuff here, but it's not like particularly useful or anything. It's just things we have plenty of, so not that bothered about doing that. You do get like some good stuff, but nope, you're still below. So we'll go all the way down to the bottom. Stuff like Nilfgaardian Lemon and Dwarven Spirit that you can use for either meditating or selling, things like that. He thinks he's escaped, but he's not, because he's going to die soon. Spoilers. Nothing interesting up there, but whatever. Check if there's anything interesting down here. I don't think he can actually get away, to be honest, so you just take your time while you're down here. Whoa, drowners. Take them out first. Again, same thing, ancient lesson. There's a few of them there though. Hopefully this will at least let me keep my ard bonus from one battle to the next, so it counts as one battle. Should be alright. Set one of them burning, which is always useful. And this is why with the Superior Swallow, you don't really, and Undying just saved my ass there as well. You don't really need, the Gourmet once you've got your build set up correctly, because it's just sort of a waste of a slot. I don't really have to use food any longer. Especially when I had Undying there to save me as well. Nothing particularly useful down there, but never mind, might as well grab it anyway. Then we can carry on. Got a little bit careless there. You can of course always use Gwent to save yourself if you need to. That's why Undying's a nice little luxury to have. That's also part of the reason that the Superior Maribor is really good if you're using Undying, because I used it there and it instantly gave me an adrenaline point. So I already had plenty of adrenaline when I got hit. And I was able to make use of Undying to sort of save myself there. Don't want to be punching, I want to be grabbing. So I've got all this stuff. This looks like the sort of place with the bits where you come for now or never as well, so maybe there'll be less stuff for me to loot when I actually do now or never, but we'll find out. And there he is. What an idiot. Yeah, fuck off. What are my chances? Not high, so long. See you later. Interesting. Right, so that's another thing down there. You can, if you want to do collect them all, it is possible to take the coin and then get the cards much later. But if you're, it's not a lot of coin to be honest, so if you are trying to collect them all and get all of the Gwent cards, you might as well take the cards so you don't forget later, because they are unique cards. You can get them later on when you are trying to rescue Syl and the other sorceress from the prison when you come back to Novigrad, so that is a definite possibility. You can get them from the guard, but
Storm, damn it.
so there we got Fringilla and all of that, so that's good. And there goes Zoltan, so we can either go and start with the rest of the quests, or we can finish off these ones here, so might as well do Cabaret. I've decided I will actually do it, even though I really strongly dislike this quest. Whatever, I'll just do it now and get it out of the way. And then somebody attacks Priscilla and you have to try and figure that out as well, which I will do in due course. That's an okay mission. It's a lot of backwards and forwarding, but not really a problem. I'll just try and get it done as soon as possible, and then I can cleanly get everything sorted. Hopefully get to play Tala when he turns up. Do those quests. But yeah, this quest really bugs me. It's one of my least favourite ones, so if I sound a bit cranky or unenthused, then I do apologise. But Dandelion comes off as a bit of a douche in the main game. Might have a bit more patience for him when I eventually get round to reading the books and things. Okay.
Let's first get
Ugh, so we've got to carry on with cabaret now. Should be able to do this stuff, and then I think I'll fast travel back to Tucson. Sell some stuff. The Crimson Avenger. What a jackass. Lots of running around here. Have I made the werewolf decoction yet? Never usually bother with it, but... this quest is just a ton of running about, so I'll just use the werewolf decoction now. Werewolf decoction really should be 40 toxicity instead of 70. I have never understood why it's a full 70 toxicity when it only affects things out of battle and it's purely for convenience, but hey ho, never mind. Always bugs me that, because it could very well be used instead of the basilisk decoction. So I still had toxicity kicked in from my Tornial, so it must have been over 70. That's weird. I'll have to meditate in a minute anyway. Oh well, that's no drama. Toxicity mechanics are a little odd like that. If you do have any potion toxicity in effect, then it can cause you to take damage if you have potion toxicity on top of your decoction toxicity. But if you do it properly, you can always meditate and then set up skill switching, check that you're not taking any damage, and then go on, which is useful. I'll just heal myself up here. Use the wyvern decoction first. Werewolf decoction, sorry. Run to where I need to meet Dandelion and then do all this bit. I think you can actually die on this, like Dandelion can actually knock you out, which is really dumb. Am I at the right time here? After dusk. Ugh. Not going along with his nonsense this time.
Are you serious? That's your brilliant plan? I never called it.
I love how Geralt talks it. I love how Geralt talks to Dandelion. It's hilarious.
Not your lucky day. Not so fast. Drop your swords. Tis I.
This bit is funny, actually, to be fair. The Crimson Avenger!
More like the Crimson Asshole.
Super. Oh, shut up, Dandelion. Ha! Div. What a dumbass. I can't remember what you're supposed to do here, but I'm just going to kill him anyway. Says I'm right for being a tool. Go away, Dandelion, you dork. Okay, sorted. What a dumbass. Yes, I need to borrow some money.
Another scar for my collection.
Come inside. I shall bandage you up.
Seriously, what is wrong with these people?
Crimson Avenger will beat you senseless.
Haha. What an idiot. So It's a shame you can't get the Crimson Avenger mask and you could like do a stupid purple themed build. Just for anyone who's unfamiliar with that barber, it's like the drunk barber where he'll give you a different haircut than you asked for, which is kind of fun. Okay, so got to go Rosemary in time, then we need to convince somebody else that she needs to do something. I can't remember what, but whatever. Not use the werewolf decoction this time, it's not very far to go. Can't be bothered fighting these guys, no point. Yeah, so again, pretty much just a run and fetch quest this one. Apart from that amusing little incident with the Crimson Avenger. It's gone a little quicker this time. I don't seem to remember it being quite so quick a quest usually, but... Wait for Dandelion to get back here. Going through alcohol like it's going out of fashion at the minute because I'm to... Shouldn't have used those potions really, but I mean you have so much alcohol that it doesn't matter anyway. You'd never use all the alcohol in the game unless you're doing something like the monster nest farming trick or something like that. So we go through all that stuff. Which one's the correct one? I can't remember which it is. I can't remember which one you're supposed to go with, but I can't remember. Doesn't really matter from what I remember. Okay, let's go. He's always in trouble. Jackass again. Okay, so same thing, we just got to go and get Dandelion out of another tight spot. You can get impatient and like very easily just beat the crap out of this guy, but like as long as you choose these sort of patient options, it gets resolved anyway. So might as well do things without violence wherever possible. So skip through this again, then you got to look for the key, which is in one of the pots, and then speak to this guy. Yeah. Skip. Mash. Spare key. Which is here, because I've already looted all this stuff already. Come on, girl. Okay. So again, skip. And go through this. Okay, do. Okay, so let him speak. Just choose the options for let him speak pretty much every time. Right, and then it normally resolves itself if I remember correctly. So it's different because it's cabaret, blah blah blah, gets coin, all that kind of stuff. Skip through, and oh, I'm off, blah blah blah. Yay, right, okay. Okay, good job. Okay, just let me go. I think you have to like win a horse race here as well. This is why this quest irritates me, because you have to do like a load of pointless crap. It's just irritating. It's all run and fetch. Talk to somebody, find a key, talk to somebody else, choose the same option 3 times, run around, find some dumb little plaques. It's like, why can't Dandelion do it himself? Irritating. Never mind. What an absolute gimp. Anyway, thank you to those who are watching the stream. Thank you for everybody who's watching it back on YouTube as well. Hope you've been enjoying the playthrough. Let me know if there's anything particularly looking forward to, or... Oh, damn written ingot. Very nice. More close quarters combat coming up, which is annoying. Oh, this is the bit that I really, really hate, where you have to do the... you can't use potions or signs and you have to like kill these guys, knock these guys out in like really close quarters. It's so frustrating. So get a few heavy hits in them. So just concentrate on knocking one of them out, and then and if you'll turn round, Geralt, it'll be pretty easy to take them out as well. That's a really easy fist fight to lose. I really hate this bit, but yeah, whatever. Yeah. Okay, so that was easy enough. Well, eventually. Grab some stuff from under here. Nothing that's worth doing a very irritating fist fight on Death March for, but never mind. Let's heal up in true drunk fashion for once. I was debating using Gourmet and having like a drunken No Armour playthrough, but I figured that it would just be really irritating to watch and it would actually probably just give me headaches and things, so decided against that. Wouldn't really add to the difficulty a great deal, it would just make it irritating and probably bad for my eyes, so decided against it in the end, but you definitely could do. The drunkenness will wear off eventually. Okay, so now we've got to find our way to the Vegelbud estate. I will just fast travel there because it's much quicker. So, to the Vegelbud estate. Now, I believe you have the choice to do an actual horse race here and like get him out of his debts, but it's such a small amount of money that I can't really be bothered doing a horse race and taking all that time. So instead, I'll just pay them off. That'll be easier. Right, so run over this way, clear the halfling's debts, get the placards. And I think that's cabaret done, and then we just have to do the quest where somebody attacks Priscilla. Okay.
You Rodley. Then. Think it.
Alright, so we get through all this stuff, pay the debt, get fucked. Can't be arsed with that. Right, so I'm going to do this and then that'll be that. Right, so we've got to wait for this. Lots of fast travel in this episode, but it'd take longer if I was riding Roach everywhere, unfortunately. It's one of the evils, lesser evils of having to deal with these games. Such a massive game, so obviously it has a fair amount of loading times, but I think everybody can still agree. Totally worth it. Okay.
I love. What a break.
Okay. Right, we'll get all this stuff off. Philip will still sit there in the background. Skip through all this stuff, blah blah blah. Okay, so skip through all this stuff. And I think that's cabaret done. And then we've just got the couple of quests left in Novigrad. Ah, no, she's been attacked. I think this counts as a different quest. I can't remember. This is an interesting one because you can very easily draw the wrong conclusion. I'll make sure I try and get it done properly. Yes, that's cabaret done. Poor Priscilla has been attacked. If you actually don't do cabaret and things like that, then she gets attacked, and because you've not done these things, you can have Lambert and Skellige or somebody. You can have somebody discuss in White Orchard after the main story is completed. You can have somebody sort of discuss this quest, and it sort of says that Priscilla was really badly injured, but obviously because you haven't done these, then nobody solves the mystery, so she doesn't get better and things like that. It's really interesting. I don't remember ever doing it myself because I think I've always done these quests just for sort of completionist's sake. Okay, so skipping through all this stuff.
Preventive medicine you practice in the sewers. What's that about?
Don't really need any of this stuff, but whatever. Let's get used to the get using the same decoctions as ever. Echidna and the Ancient Lesson. Ah. Yeah, when you've done cabaret, it'll give you the wooden sword, so make sure you put your correct sword back. Then put the correct oil on that sword. And like I say, it's necrophage oil we want on this one, which I've already done. Lots of little necrophages in this bit.
I tried to get the temple guard to enter the cells at last. Hear that?
Been hearing it for a while. Draw your weapon.
Ah, shut up. Warthog there as well. Take this thing out pretty easily. Same combo as we do for everything else. And you can even kill humanoid enemies like warthogs like that if you can actually get them down. Warthog tooth, no warthog mutagen yet. Normally you can actually go and seek out higher level warthogs if you want to get the warthog mutagen for the decoction. But in the interest of doing something a bit different this time, I've not bothered. Because it does add 50% damage when you're at full health. But in this particular playthrough, although I can normally avoid damage, I've not been keeping up Gwen anywhere near as much since I got hard sweep. Just find it easier to just do that instead. And that means that I do end up taking a bit more hits, but the combat goes a little quicker. And the upshot of that is that if I was to use the Warthog decoction, I wouldn't be spending as much of the fights at full health like that. So there wouldn't be as much point in me having the Warthog decoction anyway.
Give it to me straight, no sugarcoating.
Her wounds will heal.
Just use these to get the Echidna decoction
Terrible blow.
healing me up.
Enough to strip her of the will to live.
Any remedy for that?
I fear only your friend Dandelion can be of help on that count. Take the ladder.
Where are we going? I think this is the right place. Yep.
This is the place. Come, the quicker we take care of this, the better.
Loads of stuff to loot here, but I don't remember any of it being particularly good, so...
The coroner, for example.
Oh, it's this halfling here.
Custody. Very well. We seek the corpse of a dwarven woodcarver.
Yeah, there is a bunch of stuff to loot, but no need here. Skip through, coroner turns up.
Calluses on.
Excellent.
Not
Go through all this stuff.
Noted.
Okay, so we got all this.
Murder.
Sip.
Can't remember what you actually have to go through like this, so we've got to go through. Ah, look at all this stuff. I really hate playing these on repeats, but it is interesting the first time, I suppose. But
I had
Look at the
means.
Oh. ones. Ex-
alright, so we've got all this stuff as well.
speak.
Yes.
Some of the. That's
Noted.
No. What else have I got to go through?
Aye.
Yeah.
Only. Is right.
doesn't.
I think that's everything. Hmm.
It's a. And I. That's very well.
Okay, so this guy, blah blah blah.
Would plan. But
Go through all this stuff. Oh, gotta skip through all this stuff again. More things to skip. Gotta cover it up, man. All the more stuff to go through.
I know.
Right, so go through all this stuff as well.
I know.
Do. Right, so you got to go through all this as well. End up lamping some guy in a minute, from what I remember. Talk to the coroner first. I can't remember what all the actual options are here, but I normally end up smacking this guy. We'll see.
you used to.
I.
Used.
Well.
I
I know.
talk.
Drop.
That's. Present.
Get stuffed.
For it.
That's for being a douchebag. Although to be fair, he's got a pretty thankless task, so eh. Where are we going? Pretty close to each other, so go this way first. Where is it that we go? Might be this door here then, actually. Yeah, we'll do this bit first. So after we've got this stuff done, then we've got now or never to do with Triss. Okay, so
So who might?
now or never's quite interesting little thing, and then we've got the ones to do that set up Radovid and all that stuff.
Your tell me what.
Alright, so we've got to get back through all this stuff.
Talk to your neighbors. Fun. Need.
Alright, get all this done again.
Statues of the old gods. Nothing but women. Shapely ones. Someone dragged something across the statues of the old gods. Bloodstains. Nothing but women. Shapely ones.
I.
Mind if I go?
It's not.
Examine all the leads and everything else. It's like formaldehyde or something, isn't it? And then
Say he bled to death. Formaldehyde. Doubt Fabian used it.
I doubt he did, Geralt. Mortimerian Ryan, things like that, always useful to sell.
This looks like it was kicked. Eyes. Humanoid. Completely rotten. Nothing here.
Grim. Pretty grim.
Fine. Well,
The annoying thing about this is then you got to go to the Vegelwood estate, then you got to come back again, which means more fast travelling. But just going to get this quest finished and then probably call it a day there. For another episode, so not the most fun episode, but at least I've got stuff out of the system. I'll finish it off with the good little fight at the end of this quest, which is an interesting thing to fight. Got plenty of alcohol and things to sell. I mean, this is where you normally end up with tons of money if you've been looting things. A couple of allspice there, which is one of the slightly rarer ones as well. That's good.
I know that smell. Formaldehyde.
How am I to know? Watch him, see what he does.
Human. Priscilla's. A brazier. This time of year.
Can't be bothered fighting these guys again, so
Well, how long you gonna make me wait?
don't be a jackass. Take him from the back. I beg your pardon. I'm a gentleman. At least you can use signs. Get that fight out of the way, nice and easy.
Think you'll gut me?
Calm.
Get him.
I know.
Theater. Oh, this did.
Recall.
They didn't.
Alright, we've got to go through all this stuff.
Friend, I was agreed.
Sir,
You could.
take.
Right, that's all the leads followed up.
A brazier. This time of year. Man's footprint. The murderer's maybe. Weight on his heel. Took a step back.
Right, so coroner now. Sends you some weird ways on the minimap in Novigrad. Anyway.
This weather makes me down. Welcome, Master Witcher.
Okay.
Geralt, right?
Night.
Because he...
Okay.
You're a...
Any.
It's...
Yeah. Let's start.
Glad. Next.
I met Patricia.
Oh no, I've got to get to the estate. Right. Right, let's find a fast travel marker. Rock Square is going to be the closest one. Back to the Vegelwood estate we go. Right. Right, so we gotta go through this stuff now. Back to the Vagelbud estate we are. Go through all this again.
What do you want?
Need to talk to Patricia. Her always.
So,
So we've got to go through all this stuff.
He's a. So
Let's go. Well, you should have listened, shouldn't you?
for Bellatane, except it's the wrong time of year.
I mentioned Mother seems sad. Do you remember? In fact, she's in the midst of a crisis of faith. A rather serious one. We'd been to Novigrad.
Uh-oh.
Calm and quiet. You're ready.
Oh no.
spread out! Murder is still here!
Can't bother fighting the dogs, there's nothing to be gained from it.
I'll break your bones!
No, you dumbasses.
Come closer.
Dozy beggars. Ow. Why am I not being able to use my signs? Yeah, there you go. Wasn't letting me use my signs for some odd reason. Right.
Listen.
We no. Forgive.
How it,
Out. Ma.
because
Right, okay.
And
bruised. Yeah. Well,
Son of a bitch. Grim.
same wounds as the previous victims.
Poor Mrs. Vagelwood.
Waste of time. Gotta get to crippled Kate's fast.
Fast. Let me just loot all this shit first, okay? Yeah, okay. Jump a few times to get all my health back that I lost in that fight with the guards. Ugh, right, wrong way. Wrong way. Can we get out this way? No. What's the point in even having this way to come then? Seriously, which way out do you go? This way. What a waste of time. Scoundrel. Shut up. What? Right, so this is the correct way out. And the fire's gone out as well. How symbolic. Right, so we've got to run, kill this guy, and like this is some spoilers if you've not played this quest before or anything, but it's very easy to come to the wrong conclusion. You come to Cripple Cates and you find this guy in the midst of a heinous act, and you could very easily figure it's him, but it's actually not. He's just a run-of-the-mill freak. So you can sort him out anyway and then find the real killer, which is the way that we're going to be doing it here. First things first, don't want to be travelling another 1,000 whatever, so steps. So we're just going to fast travel there instead. Got to wait for this to load yet again, and then we'll go through this really long-winded quest. Really, you know, if you think about it, playing it all the way through like this. It's like, it's okay, but it's just not my favourite, especially because all these annoying sermons start ending up all over the place as well. I need to think about what I want to put in my feline sword as well. I think that a Greater Morana runestone would be a pretty good one for the 5% poisoning. Oh yeah, this is crippled Kate, so.
Sweet Nettie.
Where we at? Do.
You
I was
Oh, I tried the wrong thing. That's the wrong option, I think.
not too late to surrender.
Nope, that's not the option I wanted. God damn it. Just have to redo this. Oh, that's so frustrating. Yeah, I was just mashing through the options, but actually you need to like talk to him first.
For having fallen
I forgot that.
Novigrad's underworld bosses, I'd disappeared. Yet Geralt soon discovered my whereabouts, a cell in the dungeon of the Temple Guard. With the help of our
Oh, big yawn.
good thing too, for indeed I knew what had happened to Ciri. Sadly, she was no longer in Novigrad. Soon my bandits, cornered by the Temple Guard, she had disappeared in a flash of light and a gust of heat. Where to? This I did not know.
Who knows? Anyway, we're almost done with this stuff, so this will be cool. And then after we've done this, we can finish Trish's little bits. And after Trish's sections, we'll finally be on to Skellige and Camorin and all that stuff. These downloading times, never mind. Shouldn't be too long now before we've done this quest anyway. Another 10 or 15 minutes, I would think. And that'll be sorted. So again, I do have an absolute ton of ability points, but I'm trying to keep the challenge a little bit. And if I get something like fast metabolism or synergy or any of those, it's just going to make it more and just going to make it easier and easier. I definitely don't want Whirl or Rend because as amazing as they are, they just strip a ton of the difficulty out. Although Whirl with this kind of build wouldn't be too bad because you'd actually probably end up taking a big chunk of damage, but it's the same sort of thing. As long as you use it in the right situations, it just does a ton of damage. And kill things pretty easily. Same with Rend, it just completely negates the need to use any skill when you're fighting anybody with shields or any tactics like anything like that. It's just an amazing ability. It can just quickly charge it, doesn't even need a full charge, chop through everything. A lot of people don't realise the value of Rend, and it's like, it's not how you do it normally. It's like a fully charged, it's the fact that you can actually just use it on a light charge and just very quickly get it to the minimum amount of charge and then do that quick chopping attack,
Where is she?
which is extremely good. Try this again and choose the correct options this time. Right, let's try not to skip through everything all at once now.
no one will.
You though?
Yet again, I was to play.
First. First, gotta tell.
For pleasure.
Achievable with horror.
Who said anything about killing? I could stop it.
Spare me your lies.
What the fuck are you on about?
Murder. You
Bollocks.
found a message.
I don't know.
Who knew you?
Strangely enough, I don't announce these outings far and wide.
The coroner.
Go. I shall stay here.
Don't think so. I could actually just use that, but no, he still needs to fucking die. Scumbag. Nope. Fuck off, you freak. Arsehole.
You're free.
Cool, right, well, that's that guy. But as long as you choose those options and you ask him about his motivation and stuff, you find out that actually it's not him. The only person who knew he was going to be here was the coroner. Ooh, but why would the coroner do that? I hear you ask. Well, about to find out. Grab all this stuff. Morale curse. Probably got morale curse than I could get through in a couple of games worth, but never mind. Broken rake and a mug. Wow. Thanks, people. Where am I going? I'm lost. Where are the stairs? Stairs. Hello. Seriously, where are the damn stairs? I hate this place. Oh, there they are.
You a vulgar one. Can see it in your face.
Yeah, yeah. Laugh it up, fuzzball. Cool, well, that's that bit sorted.
Cost you double in the rain.
Cost you double in the rain. Never heard that one. Right, so we've got to get through all this stuff. Finish off here. There's a few other quests that you can get down here as well, but this particular one where you just have to get in the warehouse.
Run out of formaldehyde.
I underestimated you. You almost caught me in flagrante delicto. Now you've... Although...
Who?
Vampire.
He is not high a vampire, let me just tell you now. He thinks he is, but he's just a
You're a
fucking idiot.
I lost... And you...
Oh no, it's a vampire. Whatever will I do? Right, so vampire 101, easiest way to kill him. So make sure you got the same stuff as always, but then you just want to have the moon dust as well. And the vampire oil. Right, that shows it up. Can do a decent amount of damage this thing, so we will make sure that we've got our potions in order. Oof. Ow. Well, that hurt. Rude. Get our broadhead bolt, see if we can bleed it as well, which we can. Always helpful. And I'll just do the same as always. Oof. Damn, that thing hurts. Okay. Have to be a bit careful with this. Actually, get Quen up a little bit. She use Axie as well. Yeah, yeah. It's not really getting burnt by that either, so keep my distance. Make sure we get Erden up to slow it down a bit, and keep out of range like that. And then I can just while away it like that. Still not getting burnt, which is kind of annoying, but shut up. I could actually do a couple other things if I wanted to, like I could get the superior Petri filter in and see if I can actually burn it like that, so I'll do that too. If I can burn it, it will be useful. So where are we at? Burning, burning, burning. Yeah, and that'll just mean that it does in fact take the burning damage, which will be pretty easy. And burn does a ton like that when it actually is effective, so you've got to make sure that you use everything that's available to you. You see what a big difference that made. After I was able to use the superior Petri filter, which not only raises your stamina regeneration, but as part of its description it does say that it will always do the secondary effect of a spell, so Igni should usually burn if you use it with that, which is obviously very helpful. I'm taking damage from my potion toxicity at the minute, so what I'll need to do is wait for all the toxicity to die off. And in the meantime I can just keep the health up by using Quen or by jumping while I'm running, so that my stamina regeneration stamina goes down, which means that the Echidna decoction will heal me, so that's always useful. Loot all this stuff because there's a bunch of good stuff to get in here as well. And when we've got everything that's available, there are some things up there. I can't remember how you get up there, but I don't think it's anything particularly worth doing. Just see which way I can find out now. And that's that. So still taking damage because of that toxicity, so when I'm running and my stamina runs out, I can just jump, which will use my stamina, and then means that I get my health back. And now that the total toxicity is below 70% of the of the maximum again, you see that I've stopped taking damage. I should be back to full health. There, because this is now below 70% in total because it's dropped to 67. So if you've got acquired tolerance, you can use the 2 decoctions and then use potions on top of it, and when the toxicity drops below 70% in total again, you will stop taking damage. But if your decoctions are higher than 70% of your total, then if you use potions, the potions will start hurting you, and until the decoctions end, you will never stop taking that damage. So complicated mechanics, but worth figuring out because alchemy is extremely useful and powerful. Just going to go through all this stuff again, run and complete that. And then I think that'll be a fairly good place to leave it. I'll see what is available after completing these quests. See if the rest of the Dijkstra ones are available yet, or if we have to do now or never first. We'll have to see. If you want to actually have sex with Triss and Yen, you can do that. You'd have to end up with Triss as your final choice, but you could do the Skellige quest first and then sleep with Yen after the party. And then you could come back and do now or never afterwards and choose Triss, and so you could tell Triss you love her and all that kind of stuff. If you've kissed her at the Matter of Life and Death party at the Bagel Buds, then you can tell Triss you love her, choose the right options there, and get the lighthouse scene. But then you would have to do Last Wish and not choose Yen as your final choice, and so you would end up with Triss, but it is possible to do that if you are that way inclined. Just climb up on this person's bed just to rob some stuff. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Don't need this stuff anyway, so let's go and see Dandelion and Priscilla, and that'll be the end of that quest. So not my favourite quest by any stretch, but not too painful, I suppose. Where are they? Seriously, where are they? Oh, this room, okay.
How's...
Better, right?
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah. Didn't.
I will.
She's talking.
Isn't it? For now.
So,
Okay, so we get all that stuff sorted. Does end up having a happy ending, fortunately. That's carnal sins all sorted. Right, so that's all the dandelion bits done as well. So what have we got next? Let's see what we've got left in Novigrad. Secondary quests and all that kind of stuff. The only real ones we've got to do are the Witcher contracts. And now or never, so. Just going to ignore those sermons because there are loads of them and they're just total waste of time, so.
Guardsmen outside Triss's house. Not good.
Okay, so this is where we're going to leave it. And I will get ready to pick this up at the start of the next episode. So, thank you everybody for watching, if you're still watching this on YouTube and everything else. And yeah, please like, comment, subscribe if you're watching it on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Just finishing off some of the Novigrad things there. I'll make sure that this has saved. And then we'll pick it up next episode. So thank you very much and all have a good day on the path.